For baseball on this Thursday, here's the first pitch tonight, and that is a chase and a miss. We're underway, and the count is no balls and one strike. The batter for the Tigers, their right fielder, Justin Henry Malloy. He's hitting just 189, and he takes that pitch from Kikuchi, and that one misses, so the count's 1 ball, 1 strike. We'll run down the umpires in just a moment. Angels trying to get things going here at the Big A, and they'll be here for the next week and a half. And the pitch, that's low, and the count goes to 2-1. The home plate umpire tonight is Ron Kolpa. He's also the crew chief, and he is known as a pitcher's umpire. At times he's had a really big strike zone. Here's the next pitch. This is lifted in the air down the right field side. Chasing after that one in foul territory is Soler. He sprawls in foul ground and holds on to the baseball. Now he's checking his elbow after he made that catch, but he's okay, and that's the game's first out.
Obviously, Jorge Soler, not known as a defender, has a long run for this ball and just continues his path and then lays out for it. Does the slide at the last second on the warning track there in foul territory and comes up with that. A nice running catch for Soler.
So that's the game's first out, and here is Gleyber Torres, who's with the Tigers this season. He had been with the Yankees for a number of years running. And there's a pitch that misses a little bit high. The rest of the umpires at first base is Corey Blazer. At second base, Manny Gonzalez. And Alex Tosi is the umpire at third. Here's the next delivery, and that's a called strike on the outside corner. Our time and temperature tonight presented by Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it should be. At game time, 67 degrees for first pitch, and the first pitch came at 6:37. Next delivery, that one is fouled off. And so the count's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Gleyber Torres hitting .273. The Tigers have been a pretty good hitting team. They're 5th best in the AL. Team batting average .245. Next delivery, that's fouled back behind the plate. And the count's 1 ball and 2 strikes. One thing about the Tigers, and they are a much improved team from just a few years ago. They were in the postseason a year ago. They ended up tied for second in the AL Central last season. But for a long time running, and you could go all the way back to the Angels' 2002 championship series, the Tigers have really struggled against the Angels here at the Big A. Here's the pitch, and that one is a pitch that misses inside. In fact, going back to the 2002 season, the Tigers here at Angel Stadium have gone 28-57. So they've lost more than twice as many as they've won here. And the pitch, and on the next delivery, that 3-2, that one just missed, and Kikuchi walks Torres. So a runner on at first base, 1 away. Riley Green will be the next batter, and in the outing that Kikuchi had on the road, and that was at Minnesota last Saturday, he did struggle with his control. He's had a couple of starts in a row now, walking 4 batters in each of those last 2 starts. Here's the pitch on Green, right in there for a called strike.
Yeah, we talked about that in countdown to first pitch. 5.1 walks per 9 for Yusei Kikuchi. And you combine that, those 4 walks, with the 9 hits that he allowed in his last start. That's why he just went 2 innings.
Here's the next one that's fouled back behind the plate. So it's 0-2 on Riley Green. He's been hot of late. Little 3-game hitting streak. Hits in 6 of his last 7 games. And he's one of a few left-handed hitters in their lineup tonight. They have 3 of them.
And Kikuchi's been very good against lefties this year. Lefties hitting just 167 against him.
So it's an 0-2 count with 1 out and 1 on. Just underway, top of the first inning. And there's a little lob toss over to the bag, and back there goes Gleyber Torres. He has already stolen as many bases this year as he had all of last year. He's 4 for 4 in stolen base tries so far this season. Kikuchi set. Here's the 0-2, and that one missed a little bit low. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And that last start against Minnesota, we saw Kikuchi really used the changeup a lot in that game. He left a lot of pitches up in the zone that contributed to those 9 hits that he allowed.
Next delivery, and that's a pitch that's taken for ball 2. So it's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Now, big difference when you say Kikuchi works ahead and falls behind. When he works ahead, 133 against him, behind 250, and it's another hit. When he was ahead, now the count is even.
Yeah, that one there, it's fouled back behind the plate. Gleyber Torres has been jumping around off that first base bag, trying to distract Kikuchi over there on the mound. Kikuchi ready, a peek over at first base. And now he's going to step off the rubber.
That's a second disengagement right there. So now if he throws to first, he's got to get him. Otherwise, that will be a balk. Now Gleyber Torres a big lead over there.
It's bigger, and he's really dancing around in the pitch. This is chopped foul over on the first base side. So the count, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That's where if you have that step-off move, you could get him so easily. Once he jumps in the air, there's no ground underneath him. And if you had a quick pickoff move from that regard, you'd easily pick him off. But Kikuchi does not have that in his arsenal.
Pitch clock winding down, runner not going. Pitch is chased, and that one is missed. Struck him out. Got him on a slider right there. So that's the second out. First strikeout in the ball game for Kikuchi. Andy Ibanez, who's batting cleanup for the Tigers, is hitting only .209. He will be the next batter.
Yeah, one thing with A.J. Hinch, he will do some platooning against lefties and righties, and Ibanez in there.
There's a pitch that's taken for a called strike. Could hear Ron Culpa bark out that call all the way up in our booth here. Angels infield backed up. Halos wearing their white tops and bottoms tonight. And there's another pitch in there for a called strike. 0-2 is the count.
Fastball at 95. He's already touched 97 here tonight.
So 2 strikes on the hitter. And the next pitch. Misses high with that one. It was a fastball, 96 miles per hour. The top of the first inning, presented tonight by your SoCal Hyundai dealers. There's joy in every journey. And the next pitch. This is lifted in the air into right center field. Soler is calling for it. Not too deep. He'll make the catch in right center. A couple putouts for the Angels right fielder this evening. And the
take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said.
Lineup. He comes in a 6-game hitting streak. Season average now at 286. And here's the first pitch. Takes that one for a called strike. Casey Mize on the mound. He's off to a very good start. This is his 6th start of the season, a 4-1 record. ERA very low, 2.12. Here's the next pitch, and that's a chase and a miss. Good splitter right there.
His primary pitch is that four-seam fastball and that split, and he has different looks with his breaking ball. He's got a slurve, a slider.
Here's the next pitch. That's a little bit low.
There was the slurve.
Mize does not have enough innings pitched so far to qualify for the AL top 10 in earned run average, but if he did, he would clearly be in the top 10. And there's a swing and a miss, and boy, he got Neto on 4 pitches there, struck him out, and one gone for Nolan Shonowell.
And that was the slurve. And for Casey Mize, it's his birthday today. He turns 28 today. Off to a fantastic start. In fact, 4 of his 5 starts this season, 1 run or less.
There's a pitch that's right in there for a called strike.
And Nolan Shonowell, the lone lefty in the lineup for the Angels.
Here's the pitch, and that one misses low.
And it's probably a good thing. This is the one time where maybe you don't want the lefties in. Mize against lefties, 153 this year, 4th best in the majors.
Here's the next pitch, grounded sharply on the right side, but it's handled by Gleyber Torres. He was about a foot back on the outfield grass when he stopped that one, and that'll be the second out. So 4-3 on the ground out. Batter now will be Soler. This bottom of the first inning, it's being presented by Foundation Building Materials, the official jersey partner of Angels baseball. Soler comes in. He's hitting 243, and he takes the first pitch for a called strike.
Mize's fastball is going to sit 93, top out right around 97.
Here's the next pitch, and that's right in there for another called strike. Casey Mize pitched just over 100 innings a year ago, and that was as a result of the Tommy John elbow surgery that he had back in the 2022 campaign. Very highly thought of pitcher coming out of college. First round pick of the Tigers back in 2018. The first pick in the entire draft. There's one that's bounced past the mound. Stopped by Torres near second. Throw a little bit high, but reaching up and stopping it is Torkelson, and the inning will end on a 4-3 ground out.
Off Base is coming in a brand new format.
And ready to work is Yusei Kikuchi. Spencer Torkelson is the batter. Goes after the first pitch. Hits one hard into right field, but they're waiting, and making the catch is Jorge Soler. So he's been very busy here in the early going out there in right field. He already has 3 putouts.
That's baseball. You don't play a lot, and all of a sudden you get that opportunity in right field. That ball is immediately going to find you. That strikeout in the first inning against Riley Green is the first strikeout by an Angels pitcher, and that's presented by Circle K.
Batter now is Zach McKinstry, and he is red hot. First pitch in there on him for a called strike. He's 5th in the AL. He's hitting .323. He also brings a 10-game hitting streak into the action tonight. That's one of the longest active hitting streaks right now in the majors. Pitch missed. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. And he's a guy who last season hit just .215. Here's the next pitch. Goes the opposite way. That ball's dropping, and it drops foul. Foul ball a few feet off the line. He tried to go the opposite way with that one.
You talked about smoking hot the last 13 games for the Tigers, hitting .390. 6 RBIs, and he is hitting lefties this year. It comes into this game tonight, .393 against lefties. And I see Taylor Ward making the adjustment immediately. Just took 4 steps in.
1 ball, 2 strikes on McKinstry. Former Dodgers draft choice, and he takes that one, and he is out looking. There's a slider. Second strikeout for Kikuchi. And Dylan Dingler, who is their catcher, will be the next batter.
That's a really good slider. Right on that outside corner. Kinstry could not pull the trigger. And already we're seeing just a different usage. Kikuchi going back to the heavy slider usage tonight.
Here's the pitch on Dingler. He swings, fouls that one off sharply. Right side, backing out of play. This top of the second inning. No score at the moment. Presented by Hyatt Vacation Club. Enjoy a 4-day, 3-night resort getaway from 6 beautiful locations. Call 866-440-8783 to learn more. Here's the pitch. That's fouled right back behind the plate, and the count goes to 0-2. This start for Kikuchi is his 7th, but only his 2nd this year here at the Big A. And the one start that he had here at the Big A was back on the 20th of April, and he did not allow an earned run in that start. Here's the next pitch, and that is a pitch that's low, gets away.
Well, this is only game 10 for the Angels here at the Big A. That's why this long 10-game homestand, boy, Angels guaranteed they were all looking forward to that. Nobody has played more road games than the Angels this year.
And there's a pitch that's a little bit high, and the road has started to take a toll on the club a little bit. The Angels dropping their last 9 road games in a row. Here's the pitch. This is skied in the air. Shallow left center. Back on it in the outfield area. Making the catch will be Zach Neto, the shortstop, and the inning is over. So Kikuchi sets him.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term.
Hoppy and d'Arnaud. Bottom of the second inning. It's brought to you by Coors Light. Coors Light, choose chill. Here's the first pitch, and a swing and a miss by Taylor Ward. That was a good slider right there from Casey Mize. Ward has been scuffling. Hitless his last 15 times up, just 3 for his last 36. And the pitch, and there's a swing and a miss, and the count goes to 0-2. Gave him a sinker there. Taylor Ward hitting 189 going into play tonight. And here's the next pitch. That one's outside. The Angels have 4 batters in the starting lineup who are hitting under 200. The team average is 214, and that's next to last in the AL. Here's the pitch, and that one is low. Mike Trout is not in the Angels lineup, and he was checked out earlier today. We haven't heard any results of what tests were taken on his knee. Here's the next pitch, and that one is low.
Yeah, just trying to beat out that infield hit and just hit the base hard. And that left knee is the one he had both surgeries on, that meniscus tear. He's hoping that just had a little scar tissue that moved around.
There's a pitch there that's going to get Taylor Ward, and he is going to be a strikeout victim to start the inning off. So Mize picks up his second, and the one he got Ward on was a called third strike.
Yeah, it's not even close. This might be a ball and a half. You talked about a pitcher's umpire. This is nowhere close to the strike zone. Way off.
So here's Logan O'Hoppe. Hoppy is DHing tonight. Angels have both of their catchers in the lineup, and the other one is waiting on deck behind Hoppy, Travis d'Arnaud. First pitch in there for a called strike. Here's the pitch, and there's a swing and a miss. And Mize is getting some early swings and misses in this ball game.
Yeah, he's got a first strike percentage of 71%, 6th best in the majors. He comes right at you, and that's one of the things he's been doing really well, working ahead, and that split has been just a huge weapon for him this year.
Here's the pitch. That's a little bit low. When the Tigers made Mize the first pick in that entire 2018 draft, it came as no surprise, and a lot of people felt coming out of college that he was major league ready. Here's the pitch, and that one misses low and away, 2-2. But again, he's had a battle back from the Tommy John elbow surgery. His ERA in his 18 starts last year, 2.95. And it's even better so far this season, as he's now a few years removed from that elbow surgery.
Yeah, just 13-20 in his big league career with a 4.15 ERA.
Here's the 3-2 payoff pitch. O'Hoppe lifts this one high in the air. This ball's hit well out into left center field. It's out by the wall, and it's out of here. O'Hoppe connects. Home run number 9 of the season for him. And the Angels are on the scoreboard. Tail of the tape, 4:08, 1-0 Halos.
Great at-bat for Logan O'Hoppe. Falls behind 0-2, and then Mize was trying to get him to fish for some pitches outside of the zone. A split and a slurve, and then that came back 3-2 with a split, and that's the one you can hit. The one that is up is the one that you should make him pay for it, and Logan O'Hoppe does. Did not miss it.
So the Angels' first hit of the night leaves the ballpark, and here's one that's hit well down in that right field corner. That ball is going to take a bounce there and hit off the short wall. Going into second and putting the brakes on will be d'Arnaud. He might have had a shot for a triple there, but decided to stop once he got to second base.
Yeah, it's another split that's up, and d'Arnaud stays right on it. Yeah, I'm with you. I think he could have had a shot at 3, but pulls up. First hit of the game, Logan O'Hoppe with that home run is presented by 714 Tickets. Buy, sell, and enjoy the best seats. Download the app or visit 714tickets.com.
Well, Hoppy, who hit that home run, he's had 4 of them now his last 7 games, so he's really been locked in.
And with that home run, he also touched home plate for the first Angels run, and that's presented by Del's Taco.
Batter is Joe Adell. First pitch was in there on the Angels center fielder. Adell batting just 190, 4 for his last 34, and he takes that one high. It's copyrighted broadcast presented tonight by authority of Angels Baseball. May not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball. Here's the next pitch, and Adell pops one up foul, third base side, over near the Angels dugout, and reaching in was the third baseman, Ibanez. He wrapped one leg over the railing in front of the Angels bench there over by the dugout. He gave it max effort.
He did. I thought he was going to sit down right next to Jack Kohanowitz there.
So the count's 1-2 on Adell. 1 out, a run in. And the next pitch, and that one is low and outside.
Casey Mize, that home run, that's the 5th home run he has allowed this season. Again, a guy that doesn't give up a lot of runs.
Here's the 2-2 on Adell. Takes that one low. So full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Mize is ready, and the payoff bounced right back to the pitcher, and now they have d'Arnaud caught in a rundown between second and third. They're going to run him towards third, and then applying the tag after getting the toss from Sweeney is Ibanez, the third baseman, and d'Arnaud making a base running mistake on that one. That's out number 2. The fielder's choice goes 1-4-5.
Yeah, that's one of those deals where you know you're in trouble. You just want to stay right there, and you want to make Casey Mize chase you down and hope that Joe Adell can make that turn and maybe get to second base. You get in a rundown, and Tigers executed that rundown very nicely. Joe Adell was not able to advance.
So here's Kyron Paris at the plate. He's trying to get his bat going again, and the pitch, that one is low. Paris has had 1 hit his last 32 times up. His season average is now at 219. Got up to that torrid start, but has really cooled off. There's a toss over to first. Diving back to the bag goes Adell. He's stolen 1 so far this season.
Yep. And for Kyron Paris, we've talked a lot about it. It's always a game of adjustments here at the major league level.
Right-hander against right-hander. Here's the pitch. Grounded sharply. Third base side. Has a nice stop by Ibanez, and he will get Harris easily at first base. 5-3 on that ground out. Angels get the game's first run. Had a couple of hits and leave 1 runner on base. The third is coming up. 1-0 Angels on Angels Radio. Also available on the Angels Radio app. Tigers, and the first pitch was right in there from Kikuchi. Baez is playing a new position this year. He's been in center field and has made a fairly smooth adjustment to that new spot. Formerly an infielder. 1-1 is the count on him. It's hitting .296 coming into the action tonight, and the pitch swings at that one, fouls it back right near our microphone behind home plate.
And for Javi Baez, boy, it has been a bumpy ride here with the Tigers since he signed that big deal with the Tigers back in the 2022 season. 6 years, $140 million.
Here's the next pitch. That's fouled off right side. That's going to get back to the seats and out of play.
And not a lot has gone right for him since he's been with the Tigers.
Hit under 200 last year.
And with the Tigers, 225 average, just 33 home runs.
Here's the pitch. This ball is lifted high, and it's hit deep out into left center field. Ward is going back, and that ball is gone. So Javi Baez quickly ties up the game for the Tigers. Leads things off here in the third inning with a solo homer. It's the fifth home run given up by Kikuchi so far this season. And for Baez, that's his second home run of the year.
This is a fastball, boy, ahead in the count. And this is right in the middle of the plate. And Javi Baez, we talked about it, but maybe playing center field's freed up his mind, and it's definitely showing up in the offensive side.
First pitch, that's in there on Trey Sweeney. He's their shortstop, lefty batter, 9-hole hitter.
Fifth home run allowed by Yusei Kikuchi.
Here's the pitch, and that's a chase and a miss. Good slider right there. This top of the third inning, we're tied at 1. Presented by Modelo, brewed with the finest ingredients for a taste that's pure gold.
Yeah, the Tigers got to the point to where they didn't know what they're going to do with Javi Baez. They signed Gleyber Torres to play second base. They really like Trey Sweeney, who's in the box, to play short. So it's a guy without a position and one of your aircraft carriers that you're paying.
Yeah.
So that move to center field's been good for him.
It's a pitch that's low. Baez has been an all-star, but he has not been an all-star in the 2020s. His last time an all-star, 2019. Two-time all-star. He also won a Gold Glove, although defensively in recent years he has not been performing at a Gold Glove level in the infield. There's a chase and a miss at a 2-strike pitch, and Sweeney is a strikeout victim. So Kikuchi's had a strikeout in each of the first 3 innings, and now the top of the batting order, and Justin Henry Malloy will step up. He flied out to right his first time up.
Yeah, we talked about 3 lefties in the lineup for the Tigers, and the 3 strikeouts in the game for Kikuchi are all against the lefties.
Here's the pitch on Malloy. Right in there for a called strike. This date in Angels history, it's brought to you by Sports Illustrated Tickets, sports, concert, and theater tickets. 0 hidden fees. Visit SITickets.com today. Here's a ground ball that's hit right to short. That's gobbled up by Zach Neto, and the throw will easily get Malloy. 6-3 on the ground out. 2 are gone. Well, it was on this date in Angels history 59 years ago. And that was on May the 1st, 1966. The Angels turned 6 double plays in a game at Fenway Park, tying the club record. And the major league record for double plays turned in a game is 7. There's a pitch that misses low. 1 ball, no strikes.
Oh, and you feel like the Angels have 2 guys that might challenge that record at some point.
Yeah.
Soriano and Kohanowitz.
Ground ball pitchers. There's one that misses, and the count goes to 2-0 on Gleyber Torres, who walked his first time up. Here's the next delivery, and that's right in there for a called strike.
And Soriano, who is throwing tomorrow night, he's had 9 double plays already turned behind him this season.
Here's the 2-1, and a big chase and a miss there by Gleyber Torres. Yeah, the Angels are going to face the reigning AL Cy Young Award winner, Tarek Skubal. He'll pitch for the Tigers tomorrow night in Game 2 of this 4-game series. Pitch fouled off on the right side.
Yeah, should be a great game tomorrow night with Jose Soriano on the mound and Skubal on the mound for the Tigers.
Skubal last year led the AL in wins, had the lowest ERA, had the most strikeouts by an AL pitcher last season.
Pitcher's triple crown.
Here's the next delivery. This is another ball. It's hit well out into left field. Ward is going back, and this one is gone. Gleyber Torres connects a 2-out solo homer. That's his 4th home run of the season, and that one was hit 416, the tail of the tape on it, and the Tigers now have a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, 2-2, and this is a changeup, and this is what we saw in the last start with Kikuchi and his changeup. He just been leaving him up, and this is up in the zone, right in the middle of the plate, towards the upper side of the strike zone. Gleyber Torres hammers it.
Batter now is Riley Green, and he gets hit by that pitch. And he's walking it off. So Kikuchi hits Green, and Ibanez will be the next batter. And they're going to take a little look at Riley Green.
This fastball hits him right above his elbow pad.
Yeah, not far from the forearm there.
Got him in the triceps. You have that elbow pad protecting your elbow, but this one hit right above it.
So the inning isn't over yet. There are homers in the inning. The Tigers' first 2 hits of the game, home runs. The Angels' first hit of the game was a homer.
Barry Enright going to go out and talk to Yusei Kikuchi. That's the first batter he has hit this season. Fans, the Angels 5K and Fun Run presented by Lexus returns on Saturday, June 21st. Join us for this year's City Connect themed race and get a shirt, medal, and 2 ticket vouchers. Register now at angels.com/5K.
So the gathering at the mound has wrapped up. Batter will be Ibanez, who flied out to Soler his first time up. The Tigers coming into the action tonight, they've won 6 of their last 7. They're 9-4 in their last 13, and 17-8 in their last 25. They've been playing very well. There's a pitch that misses outside, but even though they have the best record in the American League, they have struggled on the road. They're 6-9, although up by a run tonight here at the Big A. The pitch right in there for a called strike.
Yeah, they started this road trip in Houston and lost 2 out of 3 to the Astros.
There's a toss over to first base, and back to the bag goes the base runner over there, Riley Green. Here's the delivery, and that's fouled off over by the batter waiting on deck, Torkelson. So Kikuchi has 2 strikes on Ibanez, trying to wrap up this inning. He's facing his 6th batter in the inning. And here's the next pitch. That's lifted foul over on the right side, backing out of play. 55 pitches for Kikuchi here, still working in the top of the 3rd.
It only went 2 innings in that start against the Twins. Threw 66 pitches in that start. Season high 104. He's done that twice.
Here's the next pitch, and that's a little bit low. Counts level. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the delivery, and this is popped in the air. Shallow left field. Neto's going back on the outfield grass. He is underweighting, and he will put that one away, and that's how the inning will end. But in the inning, they do
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
things going here in the bottom of the third inning. It's 2-1 Tigers, and the batter for the Angels, Kevin Newman. First pitch was a ball, and that one just missed, and the count goes to 2-0. Newman is hitting just 143, 4 for his last 28. Goes after the pitch and hits one right to short. Sweeney has it, and the throw is in time. Kevin Newman getting a second straight start for the Angels after kind of being an invisible man for about a week.
Yeah. And Renifield's been having some issues over at third base, so maybe just getting Newman the opportunity to play a little bit over there.
Zach Neto, the batter, he was a strikeout victim his first time up. And here's the pitch on Neto. It's taken for a called strike. Bottom of the third, it's being presented tonight by OG's Pizza. Here's the next pitch. That's lined into left field, dropping quickly, sliding in, unable to make the catch is McKinstry, and Neto will be on with a one-out single. That was a low-line drive. McKinstry nearly caught it. But the Angels have a base runner on for Nolan Shotwell.
Yes, the slider stays right in the middle of the plate, hit hard, sinking line drive. And McKinstry, he might have had it, and then the glove hits the ground and it pops out.
Watching a replay of that one right now. And it hit the edge of his glove. Popped off it. There's a pitch up and in on Shotwell. Backs him out of the batter's box there. Gets back in. Mize is set, and the next pitch. And that's right in there for a called strike. A slider, that last pitch. Solaire's waiting on deck. Here's the next delivery, and that's fouled back.
Zach Neto, 3 stolen bases on the year. And Dylan Dingler, the catcher, has thrown out runners this year at a 33% clip.
One ball, 2 strikes. Here's the delivery, and Shotwell takes that one. It missed a little bit low. Nolan Shotwell, his first time up, grounded out to Gleyber Torres. 1 out, 1 on. Angels down 1. There's a pickoff toss over to first base. Diving back to the bag goes Zach Neto. He's stolen 3 so far this season.
Casey Mize, he's only allowed 1 stolen base, but not real quick to home plate.
There goes Neto. He has a great jump. He's going to steal that one easily. And no throw by the catcher to second. Wait, he was about midway to second base, and Mize had yet to throw the pitch to the plate.
You could hear all the infielders were screaming, "Step off, step off, step off." He was just on the move, and Casey Mize did not hear anybody and just lifted his leg, and by the time he was halfway to home.
Here's the pitch on Shotwell, lifted high in the air, hit well out into center, but making the catch a few feet from the rim of the track is Baez, easily tagging and advancing on that deep fly out, and getting to third without a throw will be Neto. So that's the second out in the inning, and the Angels looking for a 2-out hit from Soler.
Zach Neto's 4th stolen base of the season is presented by Don Julio Tequila.
Soler awaits the pitch, and here it comes. Takes it inside, ball 1. Jorge Soler, our player to watch, presented by Kettle One Vodka. Soler getting the start in right field tonight. Waves and misses that pitch. That was a good splitter, and that's probably the best off-speed pitch that Mize has in his arsenal.
Oh, yeah. Fastball, forcing fastball, 33%. That split, 27%. Opponent's hitting just 194 against that split.
Next pitch, and this is hit well out into left field. Going back is McKinstry. This one is out of here. Soler hits one out. And the Angels are hitting some home runs tonight. That one right there gives the Angels a 3-2 lead.
2 out. You just talked about that split on that outside part of the plate. That Soler was nowhere close. Mize comes back in with the fastball. This one at 96 and catches it once again. Too much of the plate, right in the middle of the plate. Jorge Soler absolutely hammers that ball for his 6th home run.
Batter now is Taylor Ward. He took a called 3rd strike his first time up. Goes after the first pitch and skies this one down the right field side. It's going into foul territory. Running over and making the catch on that one is Gleyber Torres, the second baseman in foul ground. And that is how the inning will end. So the Angels get the 2-run homer from Soler, take a 3-2 lead to inning number 4 here on Angels Radio, also available on the Angels Radio app.
Hey, Southern California, I'm Ty Pennington, you know, the whole...
the top of the fourth inning. It's brought to you tonight by Kettle One Vodka, smooth tasting and made to cocktail. Angels have 3 runs on 4 hits. The Tigers have 2 runs on 2 solo homers. And there's one that's low. 1 ball, 1 strike. There's a pitch that misses a little bit low. This homestand kicking off with this 4-game series against the Tigers. This homestand will wrap up a week from this coming Sunday. So the Angels home for a long time. 10 games in 11 days here at the Big A. There's one that's fouled off. And the Angels have a road trip after that. They'll be playing 3 California teams, the Padres, the Dodgers, and, well, maybe not 3. The A's, you're kind of used to them being in Oakland. They're not there, but they are in Sacramento, so they're still a California team.
Going to wear out the I-5.
Yeah. 3-2 is the count. And next pitch, that's a chase and a miss. Good slider there. Kikuchi is using that pitch tonight, and he has another strikeout in this game, one in each of the first 4 innings.
That's just a good strikeout. Great weapon for lefties, be able to get that slider towards that outside part of the plate. Certainly with 2 strikes, you can expand with that. Slider's on point.
There's a pitch on the outside corner. Kikuchi at 65 pitches now in the game. Next one, and that's a little bit low. One ball, 1 strike. Harris, the second baseman, is playing up the middle, just a little bit to the right side of that second base bag. Here's the delivery, chopped on the left side. It's out of the reach of Neto. Nothing he could do. He went to his left, but it was out of his range there. And Dingler is on with a 2-out single. That's their first hit that hasn't been a home run here in this early going. This is one of just a couple games going on in the majors right now here on this Thursday. A lot of day action today. The pitch, another ball. It's hit well out into dead center field, but Adele has a beat on it and a couple feet to spare out on that warning track. He'll gather that one in. So Javi Baez, who homered leading off last inning, retired on a...
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball.
A couple of the teams in the AL West with the day off. One of them has a victory today against another AL West club. A's shut out Texas in Arlington today to wrap up that series. The final was 3-0. Astros and Seattle are each off today.
And that loss today puts the Rangers at 500, 16-16. And they've been struggling.
Oakland A's have a better record than the Texas Rangers. Here's the pitch. That's lined into right field. That's going to fall in, and O'Hoppe is 2 for 2 tonight. Leadoff single.
That's a good at-bat right here. This is a fastball down and away. O'Hoppe stays right on it. He had bat before. He got that split up in the zone right in the middle of the plate, hammered it for a home run. That one stays on a fastball away. So Logan O'Hoppe off to a great night.
Here's the pitch. That's lined into right field, and diving in and trapping the ball is Malloy. That's going to be a hit. Travis d'Arnaud, first ball swinging, and he's already had 2 hits tonight. Came into the game 3 for his last 22, but 2 for 2 tonight.
Boy, this is a dangerous play by Malloy out there in right field. He wasn't sure what to do on that line drive. He freezes, and he kind of held his glove up like he was going to catch it, then realized, hey, I can dive for this. He dives and able to catch it on the short hop. That gets by him. That's an easy triple. Angels would have put another run on the board, but he was able to snag it on the short hop.
First pitch was in there on Joe Adell. Angels up 3-2, trying to get some more on the board here. The pitch bounced to third. The foot on third. The throw to second in time. And they came close to turning a triple play right there. But the relay from second to first was just a little bit offline. That was close.
Yeah, Tigers are checking this, but there's no way. Adell beat that throw. And that triple play that has to happen basically like it does. It takes Ibanez right to the base, steps on the base, quickly gets it over to Gleyber Torres. Just Joe Adell too quick beats that return throw, or that would have been a triple play. Anybody other than kind of a speedy guy like Adell, that's a triple play.
So the batter is Paris. 2 outs, runner at first. Joe Adell on what turns out to be a fielder's choice. Here's the pitch, and that's a little bit low and away. The bottom of the 4th inning, Angels lead it 3-2. It's being brought to you by JAE Electronics, technology to inspire innovation. Next delivery, and that one is outside. 3-0 is the count.
You like what you see so far early in this game. Angels 3 runs, 6 hits.
There's a pitch that misses, and that's going to be ball 4. So that would be the first walk issue tonight by Casey Mize. Angels have 2 on, first and second with 2 outs.
Angels' first walk is presented by Johnny Walker. Keep walking.
Kyron Paris getting that walk. Adell moves up to second. See if Newman can come through. He grounded out the short his first time up. The pitch goes after that one and misses it for strike 1.
It's that slurve. And he has the slider and the slurve. Two different speeds on that breaking ball.
Next pitch, that's fouled back behind the plate. And 2 is the count here on Kevin Newman. The pitch reaches for one and pops it back foul on the right side out of play. Look at the Angels lineup tonight facing Casey Mize, and the Angels had only 3 hitters in the lineup who had ever had hits against Mize. Kind of odd. You look, Mike Trout has never faced Casey Mize in his career, and Trout's not in the lineup tonight. Here's the pitch, and that is on the outside part of the plate, but a little bit low.
And for Casey Mize, just his 4th start in his career against the Angels. A 1-0 record, 3.14 ERA. Had 1 start against the Angels last year. It was really good, and it was here at the Big A.
There's a 1-2 pitch, a little bit low, and the count's 2-2.
They got a win last June, 5 1/3, just 3 hits and no runs allowed in that start against the Angels last year.
Here's the 2-2. It's bounced off of the foot of Mize, it looked like, and the ball ricochets into center. The Angels are going to get a run and hustling up to second, but getting thrown out. Trying to advance on the throw to third will be the batter Newman, but he will get an RBI single, and the inning ends on that play getting Newman.
Off Base is coming in a brand new format. Join Lord.
That one on the shortstop, the 9-hole hitter, Trey Sweeney's taking a misses for ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Top of the 5th, presented by your Southern California Toyota dealers. And there's one that's fouled off to our left. Make its way to the lower view level. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count. Next delivery on Sweeney, and he's taking that one. Trey Sweeney, a former first-round pick of the Yankees. That was back in 2021. 20th player selected in that draft, and He eventually got dealt over to the Dodgers, and then the Tigers got him from the Dodgers last season. Got into 36 games with the Tigers a year ago. And the pitch. Fouls it off over on the first base side right near the Detroit dugout.
And the Tigers are real happy with what he does defensively at short.
To get the bat going at the major league level, a sub-200 hitter. And the pitch. He takes that one a little bit high. 25 years old. Tiger shortstop. Full count. Kikuchi ready, and the next pitch. That's lifted in the air down the left field side, tight to the line. That one is going to push foul. He hit it pretty deep down that left side, but in foul territory.
Fans, join us on Mother's Day, May 11th. Treat Mom like an all-star with the Mother's Day Champagne Brunch at Angel Stadium. Prior to the game, enjoy a buffet, games, raffles, and more. For details, visit angels.com/Mother's Day.
Three and two is the count. And the payoff again. That one's chopped foul over on the third base side. So we'll do it again, 3 and 2. Kikuchi at 75 pitches as he works here in the top of the fifth inning.
7 pitch at bat here. 6 of the 7 have been sliders.
Here's the 3-2, and it's fouled off again on the left side. First row of the club level. The fan didn't make the grab, and someone lucked out and got it in the box seat section just below. Kikuchi's pumping in strikes. Another 3-2 delivery, and he just got him looking. Struck him out, and it was the slider. Second time he has struck out Sweeney tonight.
Yeah, he's done a nice job against the lefties in the lineup. Again, 5 strikeouts, all 5 strikeouts against the lefties, and the other lefty, Riley Green, he ended up hitting him. But all of his strikeouts tonight are against those left-handed hitters.
First pitch, that one misses on the leadoff man, Malloy. He's flied out and grounded out so far tonight. Here's the pitch, and that's low and in, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Coming into this game, right-handed hitters were hitting more than 200 points higher against Kikuchi than those lefty batters Mark was talking about. There's a pitch that's in there on Malloy, the right-handed batter. It's 2-1 he was taking.
And 2 of their left-handed bats are always going to play.
There's one that's outside.
Riley Green and Zach McKinstry are both going to play against lefties, and McKinstry, we talked about it this season, hitting .393 coming into this game against lefties. And Sweeney's their shortstop, so those guys are going to get everyday reps.
Here's one that's popped up, not that far from the mound. Let's see who's going to take charge. Shonowell called off at the last moment by Neto. Actually made the catch with maybe a foot on the mound in front of the mound. Front portion of the mound. Pop out to the Angel shortstop.
And you could hear everybody was converging on the mound, and you could hear Neto screaming, "I got it." Everybody peels off immediately. Gives Neto plenty of room.
Gleyber Torres, who Kikuchi hasn't gotten out so far tonight, is the batter. 4-2 Angels here in the fifth. The pitch is low and away. Here's the next pitch, right in there for a called strike. Check swing on that one, and going after it, Gleyber Torres. So it's a 1-2 count.
Gleyber Torres hit that home run his last at bat on a changeup up. And that was a 2-2 count. It's got him in the hole now, 1-2. Let's see if he goes back to that slider. And Torres has got good numbers against Kikuchi in his career. Came into the game, .357 against him.
1-2 delivery, and that was a curveball there. We haven't seen a whole lot of those tonight from Kikuchi, and he thought he got Torres looking, but he didn't get the call.
Yeah, Torres, .357, 10 for 28 coming into this game with a home run and 4 RBIs, and he's got another one in his...
There's one lifted foul, right side. That's going to get back to the seats. Kikuchi has allowed only 3 hits so far in this game, and his pitch count is starting to elevate. He's at 87. Next pitch grounded sharply out of the reach of Neto, and that's going to roll into left center where Taylor Ward will throw it back towards second base. So Torres on base for the 3rd straight time tonight. The batter will be Riley Green.
And out of those 4 hits, 3 of those 4 hits have come with 2 outs.
Riley Green's another former Tiger first-round pick. They have a lot of first-round picks on their roster. Here's the pitch. That's right in there for a called strike.
Yeah, they have had a lot of high draft picks just from the standpoint of those a lot of lean years for the Tigers. And that's back in the day where there was no... The draft was if you were the worst team, you got the first pick. That's eliminated now. Now they draw the ping pong balls to figure out who gets the first pick.
Pitch was chased and missed. So the count goes to 0-2.
Through the lottery. I like that. That's kind of fun.
There's a toss over to first base, and back to the bag goes Gleyber Torres.
Man, Gleyber Torres walked in that